Good morning. It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker. Yes, and my Yankees are on fire, buddy. We're going all the way to the championship this year. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about Dutch bands, bands from the Netherlands. I have five. I have five bands picked out that I listen to all the time, and they're fantastic bands. So you guys might want to, buy some of their records because a lot of these bands have made millions of records that have sold in the United States as well as overseas. But I have a few honorable mentions. First up is Exception. That's a band. It was a progressive band. And about Golden Earring. A lot of fans out there of Golden Earring. I think I seen them back in the day open up for Jethro Tull. The band Shocking Blue with Venus, right? Isn't that what's in there? Rick Vanderleden. Rick Vanderleden was an important person in Dutch music. And Thijs van Leer. Thijs van Leer was the keyboardist for Focus. That's right. But the first band we're going to talk about today is a band called Trace. Now, Trace was a Dutch prog band that formed and founded by Rick Vanderleden in 1974. That's right. After leaving Exception, which was the band he was known for, and that's an excellent progressive rock band, but I haven't got into them yet, but I'm planning on doing so. Their second album, Birds. I don't have the second album. I have their first album. I'm going to show you here just a second. Their second album, Birds, featured Ian Mosley. Ian Mosley went on to play in Steve Hackett's band, and he also later was on with Marillion, and he's still with Marillion to this day. This is their first album, Trace. It's a fantastic record. I know you was waiting for that. It's got Rick Vanderleden and the rest of these guys, and Pierre Vanderleden and Jaap van Elk, and so there you go. But this is a fantastic, and most of these Dutch bands, you'll see they're on the Sire record label. So if you can pick this one up, this one here is relatively cheap. These are $5 records. Birds is the next one I want to get, and they made 3 records altogether. The second band I want to talk about today is Jan Akkerman. This is number 2. The Dutch guitarist who founded Focus. That's right. With co-founder with Thijs van Leer. After leaving, he continued on with jazz solo albums, and I have a few of his solo albums right here. This is Jan Akkerman live, and he was on Atlantic. These are all great records. Jan, this is a really cool cover. This is self-titled, Jan Akkerman. And this one here is called Tabernacle. Now, he has others I don't have, but like I say, you can pick these up sometimes in a thrift store. They're $3, $5 records. They're not expensive records. And most of them are on the Atco Atlantic Records. So Jan Akkerman, guitar player extraordinaire. Fantastic. If you're looking for something new, you might want to just dive into these 5 bands right here. These 5 Dutch bands. Coming in at number 3 is a band called Finch. And I only have one of their records because one of them was released in the United States. That's right. It's called The Glory of the Inner Force. Fantastic record. Again, on Atco Records. And Finch was a prog band that was formed in the Netherlands between 1974 and 1978. They made 3 albums. The second 2 albums were made overseas, so they're a little harder to find. Their first one was released on Atco, this one here. And they decided to build a repertoire of instrumental music. So their music instrumental. So if you don't like instrumental music, it wouldn't be for you, because there's no vocals on this. But these guys here are smoking. Fantastic progressive rock. Finch. I had a chance to get another one of their albums at a record show, and I'd left it, and I said, I'll pick it up next time I see Mike. And then I went back the next time when I saw him, and he had sold it. So don't sleep on records. If you see something, buy it. Life's too short. Buy all the records you can. Buy them all. Buy them all. Coming in at number 2, or I have on here number 4, but this is number 2. The Dutch prog band Focus. Now this is a huge band. These guys sold over 1 million copies of their records in the United States. It was formed in 1969. They sold over 1 million, like I said, in the United States. And Thijs van Leer and Jan Ackerman and 2 others started that band. And I remember listening to these guys back when I was in junior high, I believe. And they had the song Hocus Pocus, which I thought was like a comical thing. It was like they were yodeling and stuff. So I never really paid them much attention all these years. But then I got to listen to some of their music, and it's freaking fantastic progressive rock. So if you love prog rock and you haven't delved into Focus, you might want to check out some of their music. Here's number 3. This actually, Moving Ways was their first album. But a lot of the Dutch bands, well, most of all these, they all have 2 covers. They'll have the UK cover and the United States cover. It's like 2 different ones. Camel did that too, but they're not Dutch. But I'm going to talk about Camel in just a second. So Focus, first album, Focus 3. And my favorite so far is the Hamburger Concerto. I just saw another copy this last week. I didn't pick it up, but they're out there, and they're on ADCO, and they're not expensive records. They're like $5, $6, $7 records. And CC the Sun and Kayak. Oh. I jumped ahead of myself, didn't I? Coming in at number 1 is Kayak. This is my favorite of the 5. The Dutch band formed by Tom Schipperziel. That's right. Tom Schipperziel in 1973. They made 9 albums. And Tom Schipperziel was also on with Camel. That's right. He was with Camel and on Stationary Traveler, Dustin Dreams, Rajas, and they performed on Camel's 2003 farewell tour. So now I'm going to show you the Kayak albums. I jumped ahead of myself a little bit. CC the Sun. This is their first album. And they all have different covers, like I was saying. So if you see it and it's a different cover, here's CC the Sun, but a different cover. There's the UK cover. This is probably my favorite of their albums, Royal Red Bouncer. And I remember listening to this back in the 70s. Some guy turned me on to some guy. He was an officer on board one of my ships. And we exchanged progressive rock. He knew I was into prog rock because I had a record show on the ship, and I would spin records on the ship for the guys. And we went up to his stateroom, and he had his records with him on board the ship with a turntable back in the day. And then, he turned me on to Royal Red Bouncer and a few other records that set my course on progressive rock music. A fantastic record. I have an extra copy. It's in my store. There'll be a link down below if you want to pick it up. The Last Encore, Kayak, and here's Starlight Dancer. See, same cover, different name. Then we have Phantom of the Night, and then Phantom of the Night. I have both of them. And one of their last albums, Periscope Life. Pretty cool covers. I think they're done by Hypnosis. So there's your 5 artists in Dutch records, Dutch music. Maybe you guys can go out and get a few of these. It'd be great to listen to. I enjoy them. I know that much. So that's all I got for today. It's a Wednesday. Plan on getting out and doing some yard work and maybe hitting the bricks and doing some walking with my dog. So take care, and we'll be seeing you soon. We'll be seeing you on Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, and I love all my new subscribers. Support them troops if you can, and go Yankees. That's all I got for today. Take care, everybody out there. Pick up some Dutch records. You know, you can pick them up on Discogs or on eBay too, if you can't find them out in your local stores. Take care. Bye for now. Hey, Jack. Would you see a squirrel? Say good morning, Mommy. I love you. Good morning.